I don't wanna say anything, cause if I do I might say the wrong words. Oh no. So I'll keep my mouth shut and not listen. Afraid I'd lose you if I didn't. Till we find what we're missing and compromise. So I'll keep my shoes on and not leaving. We're on thin ice, winter season. Can't wait for a single reason not to say goodbye. Oh, if I said what's on my mind, would you stay with me tonight? If I said what's on my mind, would that make you run and hide? Run and hide. Run and hide. If I said what's on my mind, would that make you run and hide? Would that make you run and hide? Run and hide. Run and hide. Oh, would that make you run and hide? Don't know what to do anymore. I'm out of options, nothing's working. I'm out of service. Come help me now, I'm fucking nervous. I'm trying but can't scratch the surface. So I'll keep my mouth shut and not listen. Afraid I'd lose you if I didn't. Till we find what we're missing and compromise. So I'll keep my shoes on and not leaving. We're on thin ice, winter season. Can't wait for a single reason not to say goodbye. I don't wanna say anything, cause if I do I might say the wrong words. Oh no. So I'll keep my mouth shut and not listen. Afraid I'd lose you if I didn't. Till we find what we're missing and compromise. So I'll keep my shoes on and not leaving. We're on thin ice, winter season. Can't wait for a single reason not to say goodbye. Oh, if I said what's on my mind, would you stay with me tonight? If I said what's on my mind, would that make you run and hide? Run and hide. Run and hide. If I said what's on my mind, would that make you run and hide? Would that make you run and hide? Run and hide. Run and hide. Oh, would that make you run and hide? Don't know what to do anymore. I'm out of options, nothing's working. I'm out of service. Come help me now, I'm fucking nervous. I'm trying but can't scratch the surface. So I'll keep my mouth shut and not listen. Afraid I'd lose you if I didn't. Till we find what we're missing and compromise. So I'll keep my shoes on and not leaving. We're on thin ice, winter season. Can't wait for a single reason not to say goodbye. I don't wanna say anything, cause if I do I might say the wrong words. Oh no. So I'll keep my mouth shut and not listen. Afraid I'd lose you if I didn't. Till we find what we're missing and compromise. So I'll keep my shoes on and not leaving. We're on thin ice, winter season. Can't wait for a single reason not to say goodbye. Oh, if I said what's on my mind, would you stay with me tonight? If I said what's on my mind, would that make you run and hide? Run and hide. Run and hide. If I said what's on my mind, Don't know what to do anymore. I'm out of options, nothing's working. I'm out of service. Come help me now, I'm fucking nervous. I'm trying but can't scratch the surface. So I'll keep my mouth shut and not listen. Afraid I lose you if I didn't. Till we find what we're missing and compromise. So I'll keep my shoes on and not leaving. We're on thin ice, winter season. Can we find a single reason not to say goodbye? I don't wanna say anything, cause if I do I might say the wrong words. Oh no. So I'll keep my mouth shut and not listen. Afraid I lose you if I didn't. Till we find what we're missing and compromise. So I'll keep my shoes on and not leaving. We're on thin ice, winter season. Can we find a single reason not to say goodbye? Oh, if I said what's on my mind, would you stay with me tonight? If I said what's on my mind, would that make you run and hide? Run and hide. Run and hide. If I said what's on my mind, would that make you run and hide? Would that make you run and hide? Run and hide. Run and hide. Oh, would that make you run and hide? Don't know what to do anymore. I'm out of options, nothing's working. I'm out of service. Come help me now, I'm fucking nervous. I'm trying but can't scratch the surface. So I'll keep my mouth shut and not listen. Afraid I lose you if I didn't. Till we find what we're missing and compromise. So I'll keep my shoes on and not leaving. We're on thin ice, winter season. Can we find a single reason not to say goodbye?
Ladies and gentlemen, it's the Mutton Chop Millionaire Mortimer Blankenship III, the greatest mind in professional wrestling today. And I'm telling you, you are on the channel, the place to be. That's right, Cole TV, baby, and you can take that to the bank. Ha 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 ha!
Greetings and salutations, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of PW60. And it feels so good to be back. And what's that I hear? Oh, that's just my partner in crime, my brother from another mother. Are you? Is that what I think it is? You smug bastard! You got one of the Bojangles cups. It's okay. He got me one too. So. Well, I'm joined by my partner in crime here, my brother from another mother this week. I think he's hailing from Calgary, Alberta, Canada, where the Owen Hart final happened. I like the shirt, too, by the way. Mr. B-Roll, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing all right. Fine and dandy. Sweet like candy. Maybe having a little bit of technical difficulties, but
all right,
we're here.
Technology, you got to love it. We're here. We're still early because technically we go on 7, but the network was kind enough to give some extra start time, but lost a little bit of that with the technical difficulties. But nonetheless, we are here. We're back. We had to take a week off due to some illness and stuff, but ready to get back in the swing of things, and we got a lot to catch the world up on, don't we?
Yes, we do. So we might as well just get this party started. We might as well say those infamous, glorious words. The clock starts now. I'm gonna
Yes,
get
it
that on a
does.
t-shirt one of these days.
You should, bro. Well, our top story this week is the Owen Hart Tournament Finals took place this past week on Dynamite, live from Calgary, Alberta, Canada, the hometown of the Harts. And we now know what we have to look forward to going into AEW's biggest show of the year, All In. But without a shadow of a doubt, the thing everybody's talking about is the women's final, as Mariah May went against Willow Nightingale in a hell of a matchup. But Mariah May would prevail, but that's not what everybody's talking about, is it, Mr. B-Roll?
No.
This is, I'm going to go ahead and say this now. I stand by this. This is the best thing AEW's done all year, is this Mariah May, Tony Storm story. Like, this has been chef's kiss. I didn't think it was going to get any better, but this is we're like at like a pivotal moment happened, and I didn't see it coming. I mean, I knew. Did we know Mariah was going to turn on Tony at some point, or vice versa? Yes, but that did not see that coming whatsoever. Were you shocked with this moment too, as well?
I think what we're shocked with is the brutality of the moment is what we're so shocked with. But
I mean, a picture is worth 1,000 words.
Yeah.
And look at that. Look at that. I mean, look at that. That's 1,001 words, man, and then some. Like, just the brutality of it, like you said.
And like you said, like she using the shoe, like watch for the shoe.
Oh my God, the symbolism, just all the whole, everything that they have done to get to this point has been phenomenal. Like, just from the apprenticeship to all the stuff that happened in Forbidden Door to having Mina Shirakawa involved, and that was a great chapter in this story. But just the fact that Mariah, okay, she's got the shot, and then just instantaneously turns, is like, okay, game on now, bitch. Let's fucking go. And that's exactly what happened. And like, the brutality was just insane, man. Just like the berating her and destroying her with the Owen Hart belt, beating the hell out of Luther, but then just the bloody aftermath and the part with the shoe. And like you say, the symbolism, you know, with Tony Storm and all that. Like, this is intense. This is like, you know, Tony Storm, like, the work she's done this year, in the past year alone, is phenomenal. And as far as I'm concerned, I think she's definitely the woman wrestler of the year by far. There's been a lot of greats, but I think after this, like, this is her piece de resistance, if you will, all the work she's done. And what a huge moment for Mariah May, too. Like, I feel like it's very rare, and I mean this is no disrespect to AEW, but it's very rare that they bring in a woman talent and haven't booked her properly. Holy shit. Like, this is good. Like, this, everything to build to Mariah May has been done right. They need to, like, if you can duplicate this, which a lot easier said than done, or at least like builds like this is what makes stars. On Wednesday night, Mariah May became a superstar. And with, in my opinion, going into All In, I know we still got a long wait, but it is easily the most anticipated match of All In is going to be Mariah May against Tony Storm. Wouldn't you say?
I think as the card stands right now, I think yes, that's easily the top match that people want to see. And I'm even sitting here thinking, like, you know, with the Tony Storm, it's been all like the black and white, and even like the blood. It's like there's symbolism there, because what are like they saying getting color, and like it's just like it's cinema, as the kids would say.
Yeah, everything about this was a home run for AEW to close the show. This is one of, honestly, dude, this, in my opinion, is one of, it goes down top 5 best endings of a Dynamite I've seen, easily. Like, this just was incredible. And man, oh man, when we get to Wednesday night and we get to hear from Mariah May, I hope they are smart enough to put her in front of a live crowd, because that reaction is going to be intense, to say the least. But of course, Mariah May winning the Women's Own Heart tournament. Well, you knew she had to be our wrestler of the week here this week on PW60. But that wasn't the only final we had. We had the men's final, which opened the show and was a tremendous, tremendous matchup with Bryan Danielson going up against Hangman Page. And I think a lot of us, ourselves included, was really thinking Hangman Page was going to win this, but Bryan Danielson pulls out the win, thus guaranteeing a shot for the AEW World Championship in what could be one of his last matches. And it's going to be at Wembley Stadium in one of the biggest shows he's ever probably participated in a long time, anyways, that is. In All In. Were you surprised that Danielson didn't pull out the W in this one? Or I'm sorry, were you surprised Hangman didn't pull out the W in this one?
A little bit.
Mhm.
Because I thought that we were heading one way. I got swerved, if you will. Yeah.
That's the best I can do.
But actually, I had this thought today, and what a brutal, amazing match.
This was too. Yeah.
Yeah, we were talking like looking at AEW, and it's still young history. I think they've had 4 matches total, maybe 3. I can't remember.
Oh, Danielson and Hangman, yeah. They've never had a bad match.
Yeah, either way, whether it's 3, whether it's 4, the collective of these matches, it's probably one of the best that AEW's done. You want to call it a rivalry or whatever you want to call it. But
yep.
So this is going to get a little bit too fantasy booking, and I'll try to make this quick. But one of Bryan Danielson's, or Daniel Bryan's, whatever you want to call him, one of his most famous matches was a triple threat, right?
Yeah.
At Mania.
Yeah, that's true.
So I think where we're heading is, if it doesn't happen at All In, what if that Wrestle Dream in Bryan Danielson's backyard, it's a triple threat between Hangman, Swerve, and Bryan for the world title?
I don't know.
That's one of his last matches.
Well, see, my opinion on it is real quick, and then we'll move on here. But I think you're going to see what I think he will work till Wrestle Dream, but I truly think Wrestle Dream is legit the last match. I don't think his last match is going to be in like a triple threat, to be honest with you. I see if they're going to go that option, I think that happens at Wembley. I feel like. And I do feel like what's going to happen is like the Elite is going to pay back Hangman for now being a part of the team at Blood and Guts, which we'll get into that in a little bit. And I think thus, because of that, he's going to get a title shot. But we have a lot of time between now and then before All In happens. So we'll just have to wait and see. But this match was incredible. And of course, it had to be our match of the week this week here on PW60s, the matchup between Bryan Danielson and Owen Hart and the men. Or I'm sorry, Hangman Page in the Owen Hart final. And there it is right there. We are on the road. How crazy is it, bro? We are already on the road now to All In, and we now know the 2 big marquee matchups, the title matches. The Swerve Strickland defends against Bryan Danielson, and Toni Storm and Mariah May for that AEW Women's Championship. I mean, dude, honestly, you can make a case. This is a pretty solid, like, just start to the card, and you know it's going to be better and better. Like, I mean, this right here can move a ton of tickets, in my opinion. Like, especially like Danielson and Swerve, man. Swerve expressing like his dream to work with him, and Danielson in this like massive moment. And he's had so many amazing, massive moments in his career, but this is another one here at the end too. So, dude, it's gonna be exciting to see, man. But that All In, we are near, and let's talk about the rest of Dynamite from this past week as well, which was a solid show coming out of Calgary. Of course, we had both the men's and women's Owen Hart finals. The Calgary Street Fight with Chris Jericho and Samoa Joe. Got a little cartoonish there at the end, don't you think? Just a little much. if I'm being honest, I mean, obviously it doesn't take a genius to figure this out. Joe getting written off TV for the new season of Twisted Metal, but I don't know. I felt like it could have been done a little bit better. Maybe I'm nitpicking. What did you think of that matchup on Dynamite?
I don't want to nitpick because it was fun, but
That's the best way to put it. It was fun, and that's what it should be. So,
but a little cartoonish. I mean, Samoa Joe is just a massive individual and human
yes,
being,
yes,
and
yes. Yeah.
I don't know. Only in the world of wrestling can
Right.
we get the learning tree guy beating
A big, massive Samoan.
yes,
Right.
yes.
Yeah, there you go. A 50-year-old man a 50-year-old goat, if you will, beating a ginormous Samoan who could easily murder you in his sleep. But anyways, nonetheless, it's wrestling. Tremendous four-way matchup too. There that we got to see Pac pick up the win, and now is the number one contender for the international title. Making you think maybe we're gonna get Osprey and Pac at OM perhaps, because we did find out we got a big Dynamite this week, man. It's gonna be nuts. 250. We're gonna get MJF and Osprey, and oh yeah, also we're gonna get Swerve and Okada. Go figure. So
no big deal. I mean,
but this is gonna be a huge Dynamite upcoming. But the Dynamite this week was a good, solid show, especially with the two men's and women's Owen Hart finals. So,
bro, we forgot our cowboy hats. Everybody was wearing a cowboy hat.
Oh yeah, we did.
For Stampede.
Now, I know this excited you, my friend. Let's talk about NXT on Tuesday night and the continued relationship between TNA and NXT goes on, as in a shocking move, or not so shocking maybe. The Rascals are in NXT, man, as Wesley is cutting a passionate promo. You get the Rascals coming out. They've reunited, and they're going to compete next week on NXT against Gallus. So that's going to be exciting. But man, oh man, it's awesome to see these guys reunite, because they were phenomenal in freaking TNA, and I believe also too they're going to be on the this upcoming week's TNA episode as well. How about that? The Rascals going to be wrestling in separate 6-man matches, both on freaking NXT and TNA. Man, what a time to be a wrestling fan and be alive.
They're everywhere.
They are, man.
Man, yeah, this was exciting. I know I've said my piece about it feels like TNA is giving more than what NXT or WWE is. I'm not to the point where I'm ready to eat some crow yet, but I think I'm gonna have to. I think I'm gonna have to eat some crow here pretty soon, because the give and take is.
Yeah, it's getting better.
It's getting better.
And
so. We'll get there, but I'm.
Hey,
Slammiversary is now sold out.
Did I hear that? Did you said his name, didn't you? There he appears, because we believe in Joe Hendry. You knew where I was going with that. Yes, Joe Hendry teased all night on NXT. We knew it was coming, but it was an awesome surprise nonetheless. Guess he
teased a heat wave.
Yeah, he was a heat. But hey, you just mentioned it. You talked about that relationship. A lot of people pissed off about the Battle Royal. I think this tag match made up for it and then some, because Joe Hendry looked awesome in this. It picked up the win too for him and Trick Williams as well, over Ethan Page and Sean Spears. So yeah, solid matchup, solid main event. But man, oh man, God, it was so great seeing Joe Hendry once again. One of the most over wrestlers. We were talking about this the other day.
So over.
I think he is easily right now. If you did the year-end awards, I think he's the most popular wrestler in all of wrestling right now. I mean, he's just so freaking over, man. It's crazy. And he's going to have a big matchup coming here at Slammiversary too. And we'll talk about that here in a little bit as well. So, But this past week was an awesome episode of NXT. It's just somehow Chef Michaels, I got to give the man credit. He is cooking, and he's cooking with gas because it's just getting better and better each and every week on NXT. And it's like one of the most solid built women's rosters going. And we got some other stories we're going to talk about here in a little bit about that that's adding some even more solidness
Intrigue,
to
if
that
you will.
roster. Yes, indeed. But nonetheless, we got to talk about this, though, because, baby, mommy's home. That is right. Rhea Ripley made her triumphant return this past week on Monday Night Raw. And boy, oh boy, that segment, ooh, it was getting a little heated there in the ring with one Liv Morgan and Dirty Dom. Looked like they was about to lock lips, but then mommy shows up, and that crowd goes ballistic, and rightfully so. How happy are you to see mommy back in the WWE?
I'm as happy as Dom is scared for his life.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it, bro. Yeah, that's because Dom, you better be running, brother, because you know Liv was. So we do know here tonight on Monday Night Raw, which will start in about an hour, you're going to get Rhea Ripley's kicking off the show addressing the WWE Universe. So that's going to be interesting to see. And Dom, I'm telling you, you better be getting on your hand and knees and then some, because mommy, I think, is going to whip that ass tonight.
You
and
better
put
you better
everybody
bring
on
some
notice.
roses. You better bring a truck of roses and then have another truck ready to go.
Yep.
Maybe some chocolates. I don't know, mommy likes chocolate, but
Whatever mommy likes, you freaking get it for her, Dom, because brother, if you don't, you are in some deep dookie. Let's put it that way. So
he tells you to jump, you say how high.
you damn right. But Monday Night Raw was a solid show. Kicking it off, of course, with that CM Punk promo. Seth Rollins coming out and little tease there. I mean, we know we're on the road for Drew and Drew and Punk, but maybe Seth's going to be involved in it now. I don't know, man. And then also we got to see Chad Gable continue his issues with the Wyatt Six. Our buddy Hambone had a good theory, and I agree with him. And maybe you do too, but let's just talk about real quick. Do you think the Wyatt Six is really after Gable?
You know, I've always said that our good buddy Hambone, the Wrestle Talk Drip God, or the Drip God himself, whatever you want to call him, say his name and he appears.
No, he's not here.
Okay, but love you, Hambone. He always challenges the way I think about wrestling and storylines. Like, he thinks we think the same way, but he thinks in a different way than what I do, if that makes any sense whatsoever. And the way I can describe it, he always
I agree.
challenges.
And the thing is, he makes a good point in, I think he's going after Jay. I think the Wyatt Six are going after Jay, because Jay's kind of slightly been involved in these attacks and whatnot. He just kind of manages to get away. But I don't know. We're gonna find out very soon what else the Wyatt Six is up to. And some breaking news I know too. I haven't seen the video, but before we came on, apparently a Wyatt Six video dropped on the Pat McAfee show today as well. So it's gonna be interesting to see what happens tonight on Monday Night Raw. Other unique story coming out of Raw this past week too is this new formation of this tandem of Zoe Stark, Shayna Baszler, and I almost said Deonna Purrazzo. Jesus,
Sonya Deville.
Sonya Deville. Thank you. Gosh, so I'll tell you, wrestling brain. You get older, you get names mixed up. But anyways, that's kind of a cool threesome, I think. And you bite your tongue. I know what the hell you were thinking, you dirty minded individual. Still a pretty cool team nonetheless. But Monday Night Raw was a solid show. Oh boy, before we get too far off the rails here with your dirty mind, I think we need some advice from our good friend Dad Hat. Let's go to Dad Hat with Dad Hat's tip of the week.
It's that time of the week again. Dad Hat's life lessons of the week. Brought to you by World Championship Wreckage. Find them on YouTube, Twitter, and TikTok. And also by the Wrestle Talk Wolfpack. 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. every Wednesday, twitch.tv/Wrestle Talk Wolfpack. And now, here's Dad Hat.
All right, kids, always remember, always do the right thing. Don't burn any bridges. Make sure you work a 2-week notice, because you wouldn't want that done to you.
Yeah, you're not wrong, but huge news coming out. I almost feel like Nostradamus a couple weeks ago. I called this, but then again, anybody could call it if you watch the match. But it's just crazy how fast this happened. Stephanie McCurr earlier this week gave her notice essentially, or pretty much quit CMLL and New Japan, vacating those titles. And right when it happened, I remember you and I were talking about like, oh, where do you think she's going? Blah, blah, blah. And like you were like, I think because it's happened so quickly, it's WWE. And my friend, you hit the nail right on the head, because literally a couple hours later, WWE announces they've signed Stephanie McCurr, arguably one of the best women's wrestlers in the world today. She is now in the WWE and is expected to be a part of the NXT brand, which is going to just make that NXT brand all the more incredible in that women's division. But already she, as you saw there, she's already wrestled for WWE as she wrestled in Mexico City this weekend as part of their shows. But how huge of a move do you think this is for WWE?
I mean, it's definitely big, and definitely when you think about her joining that NXT women's roster, I mean, it is so. I mean, like we've been talking, like, you know, so if they have her now, they have Roxanne, they have Julia, like,
yeah,
I mean, and that's just tip of the iceberg there,
right? Yeah,
like it's
huge.
We're going to be talking. We're going to be talking
and
about
you
the
got
NXT
Julia
women's
coming
roster.
in too.
Yeah, NXT roster when they're all there and they all get cooking, it's gonna be, it will be the best
Women's roster in wrestling.
Yeah,
there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it, man. So I'm excited to see this. I am glad. Honestly, truthfully, I'm happy she went to WWE. I feel like it's going to be a better fit for her. I don't think she's going to get lost in the shuffle, and she's going to be given an NXT brand is red hot right now, and it's perfect for her. So I'm so happy. I am literally tickled pink about this. But congratulations to Stephanie McCurr. And for all the naysayers and the people kind of giving her grief and stuff, man, I mean, at the end of the day, it's a business. There's some more underlying issues to this. If you look into detail, we're not going to go into that. But I mean, I think, as somebody once said, this is what's best for business for Stephanie McCurr, man. So I'm excited and I'm happy to see it. I'm not ready for this. So obviously we couldn't report on this last week because we weren't here, but we got to talk about, mention it this week. At Money in the Bank, John Cena announced his retirement tour, which will take place all next year. Now, wants to just kind of correct this because there was a lot of confusion at first, myself included. He's not retiring at WrestleMania. He is working X amount of dates next year. WrestleMania like next year will be his last WrestleMania, but it's not going to be his last match technically. So, I mean, love the man, hate the man, or whatever. He's one of the all-time greats. He's on anybody's Mount Rushmore, I think. I mean, John Cena, which is so crazy to say, because I mean, I remember back in the day in my fandom in the mid 2000s, I hated Cena like everybody else, especially the PG era. I was just like, ugh. But it's just funny to think about it now, and just his contributions were just so immense to the world of pro wrestling and WWE. So, but man, oh man, it just gets you thinking back on John Cena's amazing career. And we here at PW60 got to thinking about it too. And we knew there was a man we had to turn to who could reflect back and talk about John Cena's career. That being said, let's go to the best scout machine.
P-Dub City, it's the notorious BGM, and breaking news, John Cena has announced that he is retiring after next year's WrestleMania. And as a tribute to one of the GOATs, I'm going to go over some of his greatest moments over the past 20 plus years. Who can forget the time that John Cena helped a group of kids at a camp as their camp counselors stop a bunch of bad guys? Because that's what John Cena does. He stops the bad guys. Sure, John Cena's mostly been a face, but he has been a heel, and we'll never forget when he had Carlito stabbed, which ended up having him go to jail and get weird magnetic telekinetic powers. Also, he kick-started those WWE movies by starring in The Marine, which ended up getting a ton of sequels featuring The Miz. John Cena helped find the next Santa Claus and saved Christmas. We'll never forget when John Cena helped a group of children fight off a group of trolls that were growing underneath a tree. And then the next year he had to fight a group of trolls that looked like Shania Twain! John Cena, I salute you, and I've been so fortunate to been hand in hand with you throughout this entire journey. God bless you, sir, and remember, you got the Bella with the fake boobs. Oh, they're not together anymore? Oh no, he married. He married another girl. Oh yeah, he got married. I totally forgot. Sorry, guys.
Oh, Best Scout, you are a national treasure, my friend. And yes, we are going to think of just so many great John Cena moments there, and hopefully create some more in next year in 2025. So we'll get B-roll back here in just a second, but let's talk about Friday Night SmackDown this past week, which was a loaded show. Of course, kicking it off with Miss Money in the Bank as we were on Tiffy time with Tiffany Stratton, of course. And there's kind of some questions here we're thinking about this partnership, this friendship, this relationship, if you will, with Tiffany Stratton and one Nia Jax, as Nia Jax, we know, is going to go to SummerSlam to challenge Bayley. Speaking of which as well, we've found out that LA Knight has signed the deal to face Logan Paul. We just don't know if Logan Paul is going to sign it or not. We'll find out this upcoming week on SmackDown, likely. Also, we got to see the return matchup for the Tag Team Championship with one A-Town Down challenging DIY, who won the tag titles last week. And, of course, A-Town Down coming up short. And I got to tell you this. There's somebody here in our family at PW60 that this has affected greatly. Therefore, it's that time of the show. Let's go to our Tribal Queen, Bree, with our Tribal Queen Tidbit of the Week.
Well, hey, hi, hello. How's everyone doing? It's Tribal Queen Bree with your Tribal Queen Tidbit of the Week. And on SmackDown, the inevitable happened. A-Town Down, under my favorite tag team, lost their belts to DIY. And now what does this mean for them? I think Waller's going to turn on Theory, which we're kind of already seeing. The seeds are being planted right now. And I think he's going to screw him over in a pretty bad way at some point, and Theory is going to be like, screw you, and everyone's going to hopefully love him, and he's going to be turning face, which he needs a run as babyface, and maybe get a Intercontinental or United States Championship title shot at some point, maybe. That's what I want to see, me personally, but that's just my thoughts. And yeah, that was your Tribal Queen Theory Tidbit of the Week.
I like that she's now calling the Tribal Queen Theory Tidbit of the Week. So well, thank you, Bree, so much. And I think she hit the nail on the head. I think old A-Town Down and Grayson Waller are about to call it quits. But I tell you who's not calling it quits anytime soon. Let's talk about the Bloodline, man. This past week on SmackDown, they pretty much just dominated Cody Rhodes, beat the crap out of Randy Orton and anybody else getting in their way. And Solo Sikoa, man, wanting that acknowledgement, says he's going to take back what rightfully belongs to his bloodline at SummerSlam. And we will see just what happens here in a couple weeks coming up. So, and hey, man, we are on the road to SummerSlam. We're super excited that we're on this road to SummerSlam. So much so that we here at PW60 these next couple of weeks we are going to be presenting to you our official SummerSlam Control Center. So let's go there right now with an update on the SummerSlam card.
Well, hello there again, wrestling fans. It's I, good old XLJ, coming at you here at the SummerSlam Control Center. SummerSlam is just a mere few weeks away, emanating from beautiful Cleveland, Ohio. And remember, you can catch it Saturday, August the 2nd, live on pay-per-view. What the hell's a PLE? Anyways, SummerSlam is the biggest party this summer. It's gonna be hot and intense, and the action is already picking up, folks. As we know, the World Heavyweight Championship will be on the line, and an all-time classic has one Damian Priest defends that championship against the King of the Ring winner, Gunther. This is gonna be a war, a slobber knocker. These two men are both tougher than a $2 steak, and you know they are gonna bring it to Cleveland. It is gonna be an intense matchup. And can El Campeon retain his World Heavyweight Championship? Or will the King of the Ring continue his reign? And keep in mind, Gunther has not lost a match since WrestleMania, when he dropped that Intercontinental Championship to one Sami Zayn. This is going to be an all-time classic, and history could be made. Now, speaking of history being made, the Queen of the Ring, one Nia Jax, will challenge Bayley for her WWE Women's World Championship. And I gotta tell you, I think the champion in this trouble is here, because Nia Jax is on a roll. She is truly an unstoppable force. And when we get into Cleveland, Bayley may be saying bye-bye to that World Championship. Does anybody know what the hell a BLL is? Kids with your damn acronyms. Anyways. Also at SummerSlam, you are going to see the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes defend his undisputed WWE Championship against new #1 contender, the new Tribal Chief, Solo Sikoa. I gotta tell you something, this one is gonna be nasty. If you're gonna see Solo Sikoa and Cody Rhodes go at it, Solo Sikoa out to prove that he is the reigning Tribal Chief, and he wants nothing but Cody Rhodes and the WWE Universe to acknowledge him. Now, is that going to be said? We don't know, but we'll find out at SummerSlam in Cleveland. Now, that match is not officially pinned to paper, but it can be expected likely this week that SmackDown General Manager Nick Aldis will put pen to paper. Speaking of pen to paper, we also know that one LA Knight has challenged Logan Paul for that United States Championship at SummerSlam in Logan's hometown. Now, we just await one United States champion, Logan Paul, to see if he will accept the challenge. And we'll find that out this Friday night on SmackDown. And things are really heating up in the WWE. And love truly is in the air as one Dominic Mysterio and Liv Morgan's back and forth relationship has been quite the sight to see. However, this past Monday night on Raw, things got a little tricky. Well, there you go. You see, Mommy's back, and Mommy's always on top. One has to wonder if Mommy's revenge tour is going to start in Cleveland, where she will likely challenge Liv Morgan for that WWE Women's Championship. Now stay tuned in the coming weeks here to PW60, where we'll have you more updates on the SummerSlam card as it evolves. And don't forget to tune in Saturday, August the 2nd, for the hottest party of the summer, SummerSlam, live from Cleveland. And remember, you can check it out on Peacock. What the hell's a Peacock? Boomer Sooner!
Oh, good old XLJ. Yeah. He's a little behind on the times with things and whatnot, but by God, he loves pro wrestling. So at least there's that going for him. But like he says, stay tuned here in the upcoming weeks on PW60, and we'll have more from the SummerSlam Control Center. And hey, real quick, speaking of SummerSlam,
August 2nd, right? August
yeah,
2nd.
August the 2nd, right? Yeah. Speaking of which, if you are going to SummerSlam, if you see us, you best stop your boy, says Mr. B-Roll, myself, and some other family members from the PW60 crew will be there live in Cleveland on August the 2nd and 3rd, technically. But it's exciting. We'll be there. It's going to be fun. Cannot wait for the biggest party of the summer. It's going to be awesome. Let's talk about Friday night on Rampage. Which once again, I think Rampage has been good, but I do feel like this week's episode was, I don't know, it wasn't exciting. And this is me nitpicking. It wasn't as exciting as previous weeks, but it was a pretty solid show nonetheless. As we got to see, House of Black was in action against the premier athletes. Got a really fun 4-way between Ray Phoenix, Commander, AR Fox, and Angelico. And Thunder Rosa was in action as well, just to name a few. Solid show. But that being said, we've been talking about this here lately on PW60, and I got to be honest with you, man. I think the trend kind of continued other than one match, the opening match, but Collision has just felt really mid lately, hasn't it? I don't know, man. I don't know. It's not knocking it out of the park like they used to. I mean, the opening matchup with Tommy Billington Jr. and Takeshita was incredible. And Roderick Strong against Dalton Castle. Of course, we hope Dalton Castle's okay. I've heard he's got some injuries sustained from that matchup. Your main event was the Undisputed Kingdom against Kyle O'Reilly and Orange Cassidy. The one thing I will say, though, correct me if I'm wrong on this, B-Roll, but didn't they tape this the same night they taped Dynamite and Rampage?
I think so.
So, I mean, that's a long-ass night. So, nonetheless, I mean, but still, Dynamite was such an incredible show, and we're on the road to All In for them. So, but I don't know. Like, I hope, and once again, I don't think maybe I'm nitpicking here, but I just feel like Collision just needs to be a little bit more exciting. I hope it picks up here in the coming weeks, but we'll see. But we do know what's coming in the coming weeks in AEW. Coming up on July the 24th from Nashville, it is Blood and Guts, and we do now know we have a complete elite team, as it's going to be the Young Bucks teaming up, of course, with Kazuchika Okada and Jack Perry, and their fifth partner now is going to be one Hangman Adam Page. Now for Team AEW, so far we know is going to be ROH World Champion Mark Briscoe and AEW Champion Swerve Strickland. So you're going to get that. You're going to get in a cage here, and you're going to have Swerve and Hangman in there. Dude, that's going to be intense. Of course, we've still got 3 more members to expect for Team AEW. We did see Darby Allin earlier this week attack the Elite. So, or Brandon Cutler, however. He's a member of the Elite, damn it. So I look for him to be added to this matchup, but
the fact of the matter is there's potential for crazy, stupid stuff to be done. So Darby's probably going to be in this match.
100%, my friend.
Which is crazy that he hasn't been in the Blood and Guts yet.
Yeah, it is when you think about it. Yeah, and I have to say this has been very interesting. This new mysterious character that's been introduced on Collision, which has been kind of interesting to see these little mysterious vignettes. So, but it makes you wonder, who is this? Who could this man in this mysterious mask be that jumps through portals and stuff? Well, guess what? Our good friend's pulling double duty for us this week because our buddy, the Best Gout Machine, knows exactly what's going on. Let's go to him for this report.
P-Dub City, if you were like any real human being, you were watching AEW Collision last Saturday, where a weird vignette popped up, and this weird new masked Power Ranger-esque wrestler popped up called Hologram, and people are trying to figure out, they're speculating who could be this new wrestler. Well, I think I did some digging, and I think I figured out who it is. His name's Aramis. It's Aramis. Also, people thought it was a guy named Aerostar. No, it's Aramis. It's nobody else. Why am I fading in and out? But that's it. Were you wanting something funny? No, I can't be funny all the time. I'm not your pet monkey. I'm a man with dreams and feelings and hats lots and lots of hats. I can't be funny all day long. God, it's tiring being funny all day long. I'm funny in my sleep. Funny in my sleep. I snore like a hyena. I smell good too. Is there something I'm forgetting? Oh, yeah. Shania Twain!
You know, it's a good week on PW60 when you got best out twice. So, well, thank you, good sir. And yeah, like, I mean, he literally said, like, okay, this is who it is. So, which I think the anticipation he's going to debut this upcoming week on Collision. So, hopefully that
Is that
helps.
really who it is, though? Who is it? Who knows?
No, that really is who it is. 100%. Yeah. Yep. You
Is
can
it
trust
though?
Best Scout. Well, I'll tell you who this is. This man is the Stone Pitbull, Tomohiro Ishii, and this is exciting. He's not going to be participating in the G1. However, he is going to be participating in AEW all this summer. So look for more of Ishii on AEW television, as he will be working for AEW this next couple months. That's exciting, man. We love us some Ishii, man. We got the privilege of seeing him go up against Josh Alexander a couple years ago, and I know you've
In a
loved the man ever
slob.
since. Yes, it was a slobber knocker in
I
every
would
sense of
would
the
love
word.
to like just be in catering and just bump into Ishii. I feel like that'd be a good time.
Yeah, I'm sure it probably would. But now let's talk about this man here, the learning tree himself. Chris Jericho has officially challenged Mystico at CMLL's 91st anniversary show. Once again, with that, that partnership between CMLL and AEW. So this is going to be a big, big matchup at their 91st anniversary show. And people are hating on Jericho. They want him to retire. They don't like the learning tree gimmick. I get it. It's not for everybody. But at the end of the day, you got to respect this man for what he's done in the world of pro wrestling. And what's cool is it all kind of comes full circle here, because, I mean, he really kind of got his first big start, there in Mexico. So as part of Lucha Libre. So it'll be exciting to see him wrestle on that show. And that match, I think, with Mystico will be a home run, man. I'm excited to see it. I'm going to actively try to seek out and watch that match, because I think it's going to be that damn good, my friend. Well, Mansoor and Mace, blah, 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 blah. I can't talk right now. I'm getting tongue-tied on their names. But nonetheless, the former Maximum Male models have signed with AEW and Ring of Honor. I don't know how I feel about that, because I feel like these guys are damn good, and they are going to easily get lost in the shuffle. And once again, I don't like, we've talked about this behind closed doors, like our love for AEW, and we're being real here. We're being real. We're being honest with you people. As fans, we're honestly a little concerned with the product right now. Like, it's not bad. It's just, it's very stagnant. And they have so many people on their roster. I mean, you could make a case. Look what happened with Ethan Page, man. Like, Ethan Page should have been used the right way. They didn't do shit with him in AEW. Look at him now. He's already the NXT champion. So I as long as they can continue to work their indie dates and stuff, because I think that's really where they're building their fandom, I think. So I don't know. What do you think about this signing?
I think at the end of the day, and I doubt this will happen, unfortunately, but I think I think I've said this before. We need sort of a brand split, kind of.
Yeah.
Because oddly enough, yes, they premiered on Ring of Honor, right? And if it came out that they were just signed to Ring of Honor, and like we're gonna be like a top tag team on Ring of Honor, I feel like
I'd buy that.
I'm
I
more
would get an
excited
Honor Club
about.
membership. Yeah.
I feel like I'm more excited about that, because it's like, oh, hey, if I want to see these guys, I gotta watch Ring of Honor. Like,
Yeah.
make
You
Ring of
make
Honor
sense
an
of it.
attraction.
Yeah.
And you
10,000%.
have the roster to do
Yeah.
so. So
Yeah.
put some exclusive people on Ring of Honor.
Yeah. Dude, you hit the nail on the head. Instead, let's call a spade a spade. A couple weeks. There's probably people out there watching don't even realize, oh yeah, they're signed now with AEW and Ring of Honor. And hell, let's call a spade a spade. In a couple weeks, they're probably going to be booked on Collision. They're going to job out to the Ass Boys. It is what it is, but I don't know. I hope that's not the case because these guys are so freaking talented. But time will
Because
tell.
we've said the same thing about like Dalton Castle. I feel like if Dalton Castle was just on Ring of Honor and just booked in like that world title picture, the television title picture, I'd feel much happier with it than knowing that he's like on Ring of Honor and then he's on Collision jobbing out to whoever.
Yeah. Yeah, there's some drastic change that has to be done, I think. And hopefully that happens sooner than later. But I mean, at the same time, too, they're putting out like their top tier programs, like we talked about at the beginning of this show. The Mariah May story is incredible. The Danielson swerve. So like, there's still some awesome. We need more of a balance. Like
I do feel like there are like some seeds being planted for this, like whether it's been good or bad, and this is kind of borderline getting off topic, but like the Deonna Purrazzo Thunder Rosa story that's still going on, it's primarily recently been told on Rampage. There are stories that are certain to Pacific shows. I think we just need to like fine tune it and say, this is what we are doing. And this is this roster.
Yeah, because it gets confusing when you present this. It's getting confusing when you're presenting this even on their own programming, and people don't know what the hell's going on. So, like I say, there's some stuff that's got to be fine tuned, and hopefully we get there. But you know what I think Papa Khan should do? Papa Khan should listen to our good friend Sienna and get some advice from her. And just so happens to be it's that time in the show. Let's go to Sienna with some advice for us wrestling fans.
A while ago, I made a video about like protecting women's wrestling, respecting women's wrestling, and since then, like I wanted to add on to it because there is an influctuated like parasocial like situation going on within the wrestling fans that they take it too far to just go into extreme like out of the line boundaries to like the female wrestlers, the female referees, or any females within the wrestling business, to female wrestling content creators, and especially female wrestling fans as well. And that is like the really saddest thing I ever heard of in my life, especially like recently, like more like wrestlers and content creators are being harassed or worse, taking it too far, and it's making it harder for everyone just to really enjoy wrestling, all because of this term boundaries that these so-called wrestling fans are trying so hard to define but don't get to. Honestly, within the wrestling community, we need to be better as a human being because like, you know, everybody, we have different stuff going on behind the scenes in life that like we don't even know like what y'all been going through a lot, and yet you have to push into the boundaries. Like, y'all remember that y'all also got bullied by the people that say wrestling is fake and making fun of y'all because like you're watching wrestling? Like, seriously now. And it's beyond disheartening that nowadays is like wrestling fans are like turning on each other too. We got to do better than this, y'all, because at the end of the day, like, it's just becoming into a very sad situation.
True words could not be said, man. Everybody just like we talk about it all the time on this show. Just enjoy wrestling. Quit being like a doofus about shit like that, you know, just quit being fucking dumb. Just watch wrestling. Set the fuck down and watch wrestling and enjoy it. You spoiled brats. Anyways, speaking of spoiled, let's talk about Impact from this past week. Was a loaded show. And man, that partnership with NXT and TNA continues on because we got to see some crossovers here. Some NXT talent showed up. Izzy Dame showed up and did the open challenge to one Jordan Grace to challenge for her Knockouts championship. And of course, we got to see Charlie Dempsey go up against Zachary Wentz. And looks like No Quarter Catch Crew next week will be going up against the or this week will be going up against the Rascals on Impact. So that's exciting. We also got to see this human piece of garbage here. This one, what's the big tall fucker's name? I won't even say it. The big stupid doofus here with the belts, who I can't fucking stand. Oh yeah, that fucking asshole. Yeah. We got to see this dumbass on TV, and it looks like we are going to get PCO and him. And I can't wait for Frankenstein's monster for PCO to whoop his ass at Slammiversary. I need that more than anything, and to take that digital title away from him. And hey, he's got his beautiful Steph DeLander maybe in PCO's corner as well. We also found out the new #1 contender for the X Division Championship with Speedball Mike Bailey defeating both Jonathan Gresham and Kushida. And we also got that epic main event, that crossover is going to be a big matchup going into Slammiversary with Joe Hendry teaming up with Joshua Alexander to go against Mr. Whitebread himself, Steve Macklin, and of course, Moose. But it's going to be an amazing Slammiversary. It's going to be this upcoming Saturday, man. Can you believe it's finally here? And it is a loaded show. Of course, the main event, we're going to be talking about this, by the way, a lot more about Slammiversary, because you can stay tuned later this week here on Cold TV. We're going to have an exclusive Slammiversary prediction show. But this huge main event, this 6-way elimination match for the TNA World Championship, Joshua Alexander, Frankie Kazarian, we've got Joe Hendry, of course, Whitebread himself, Steve Macklin, Nick Nemeth, and of course your champion, Moose. I'm telling you, and we're going to talk about this, I know, on our prediction show, but now's the time. Like, if Joe Hendry doesn't walk out of this thing the TNA World Champion, then what the fuck are we doing? I mean, I'm sorry. All these guys are great, but seriously, don't TNA long-term storytelling. It can be done good and stuff, but you got a guy you don't need to wait to pull the trigger on. Like, they need to do it now. Joe Hendry needs to be walking out Slammiversary the champion. Well, I mean, what do you agree with that? Do you disagree?
I don't disagree at all. I think that's what, if I'm TNA and I want to capitalize on this momentum, I'm putting my world title on him.
100%,
Now,
brother.
if you want my prediction for this, because I would probably say my prediction is not Joe Hendry. That's a teaser for the prediction show. How about that?
Ooh, when we'll leave it at that. But Slammiversary is looking like a solid card too, man. We got that Knockouts World title is on the line, as we've got, of course, Jordan Grace defended by one Ash by Elegance. That should be a fun matchup. That X Division title, though, that's going to steal the show, brother. You've got Mustafa Ali defending against Speedball Mike Bailey. That's going to be incredible. And that stupid doofus in a hat is going to get his ass kicked by PCO. And remember, PCO's international championships on the line here too, as well. So that is going to be a fun matchup.
Is PCO going to be okay, or is he going to be heartbroken?
Oh, I think Steph's going to pull through. I think PCO is going to be okay. And then, of course, also we've got the Knockouts World Tag Team titles are on the line. Of course, Masha Slamovich and Alicia Edwards defended against Spitfire. And we got some more matches, I think, to come on down the pipe, which we'll talk about on our prediction show. But nonetheless, man, excited for Slammiversary. It's finally here, and TNA has all the momentum in the world right now going into this show. It's going to be pretty awesome. Cannot wait. Well, speaking of pretty awesome, pretty phenomenal, if you will. See what I did there? The Noah Destination show took place this past weekend in Japan. And yes, we got to see AJ Styles return to Japan to go one-on-one against Japanese legend Marufuji, and was an awesome, incredible matchup. Of course, AJ Styles picking up the win, but once again showing that WWE and all these other different promotions they're willing to work with, man. It's pretty awesome to see. But this was a monumental moment in a relationship between Pro Wrestling Noah and WWE, I think. And it like, no pun intended on the phenomenal, but Noah is cooking with gas right now too, because they announced their N1 Victory, which is a round robin tournament, just like the G1 Climax. As our good friend, the Best Scout Machine, says, it's the best round robin tournament in Japan, as the participants were announced. But the big news here is coming out of NXT, as we got Josh Briggs was announced, as well as, and I'm sorry, I'm blanking on the young man's name from Quarter Catch Crew.
Well, it's not Damon Kemp, right?
No, it's the
That's
other
the-
kid. It's the other kid. And I can't, I'm sorry, forgive me, I forget his name, but he will be a part of this tournament. But that's awesome, man, that you're seeing 2 NXT guys get to participate in like in this tournament. Because I mean, this isn't just like a one and done appearance. Like, they're going to be competing in multiple matches going on tour. So that's dope, man. I freaking love this, man. I'm happy to see it. It's an exciting time in the world of wrestling, and especially over in Japan too, because it is the summer of tournaments, and we mentioned it. The G1 Climax is about to start here, coming up. I believe it kicks off this weekend. But we did find out who the full field is, and it's going to be exciting to see. First G1 in a long time without Tanahashi. I mean, anything can happen, man, in this tournament. So it's going to be both. I think both the tournaments that are going to be going on in men's wrestling in Japan are going to be exciting and fun to watch. And this was long overdue, in my opinion. Happened a couple weeks ago, but we got to talk about it. Doki defeated El Desperado for the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship, winning his first IWGP Junior title. Long overdue, in my opinion. Happy to see him win it, and I hope he has a really good, solid run that can lead all the way into a marquee matchup at Wrestle Kingdom, because I think the man truly deserves it. Happy to see.
I've got two things to say.
Okay.
Got 2 things to say. First off, that man's name was Tavon Heights. So there you go.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Educating the people through the power of Google on my phone. And the last thing I have to say is jokey.
Well, hey, there is a lot going on right now in Japan, and we know the Joshi scene is incredible. So it's that time in the show. He's back, baby, better than ever. Let's go to our good friend, the light skin guy, with the report on Joshi Wrestling.
So, what happened when I was gone? Like, do you not know I was in the hospital? Yeah, man, they had to do 2 procedures on me. It was a scary situation. I don't know what to tell you, man. Like, it wasn't something that I want to experience again. 3 times now. Yeah, I don't want to do it again. You know what I find funny is that, you know how on social media you can view like people who have viewed your stuff, like your stories and all that? Like, I saw people that were viewing my stuff, but like wouldn't say anything, like wouldn't check up on you, wouldn't even ask, hey, how you doing? What's funny is I'm probably gonna run into those people like later on, and they'll be like, hey, I heard this happened to you. And I'll just look at them like, yeah, I know, you were watching my stuff. I mean, if that happens, I'm just gonna be extremely petty. Oh, I'm a very petty person. What do you mean it's because I'm a Scorpio? You people and your astrology. Ladies and gentlemen, I am happy to be back. I am light-skinned Gaijin Denard Ramon, and I am here to give you a little review in what's been happening in the world of Joshi. The summer is finally here, and the summer's biggest tournament for Stardom is the 5-Star Grand Prix. And there's a little unique look to the 5-Star Grand Prix this year. Stardom will be adopting the same format as New Japan Pro Wrestling from the previous 2 years with a 4-block system. I believe the reasoning for this new format is to cut down on the injuries that occurred in last year's tournament. So with that said, here are the 4 blocks and the participants within each block that will make up this year's 5-Star Grand Prix. In the Red Stars A block, we have the World of Stardom champion, Maika. Joining her will be the woman who has just celebrated her 10-year anniversary in pro wrestling, Hazuki. Representing Oedo Tai would be leader Natsuko Tora. From Cosmic Angels, Natsupoi, one half of the new Goddess of Stardom champions, Konami, Manami from Sendai Girls, and a participant to be announced. In the Red Stars B block, we have the current IWGP Women's Champion in Mayu Iwatani. Joining her will be her former protege and leader of Cosmic Angels, Tam Nakano. Representing Oedo Tai, Momo Watanabe. The high-speed bomb girl, Azumi. Mei Sera, one half of the New Blood Tag Team Champions in Saya Ida. And Tomoka Inaba from the Just Tap Out promotion. In the Blue Stars A block, we have former Wonder of Stardom champion Saori Anou, one half of the Goddess of Stardom champions in Shuri, Starlight Kid, representing Empress Nexus Venus, Xena, from Stars Koguma, a spot to be announced, as well as another spot that will be determined in a mini tournament. As for the final block in this year's 5-Star Grand Prix, it'll be known as Blue Stars B. Representing this block will be last year's 5-Star Grand Prix winner in Suzu Suzuki, high-speed champion Saya Kamitani, one half of the New Blood Tag Team Champions in Hanan. Representing God's Eye is Ami Sourei and Saki Kashima, representing Oedo Tai in Tekla, and another spot to be announced. It's also important to know that Tekla was just recently suspended at an event at Korakuen Hall this past weekend. Tekla viciously attacking a Stardom staff. Due to Tekla's actions, she will miss the next 3 dates in Osaka, Yamato, and Maibara. All of those events will take place this upcoming weekend. And speaking of this upcoming weekend, don't forget Marigold's Summer Destiny takes place Saturday, July 13th. Of course, you can be able to catch this upcoming show on Wrestle Universe, where you will see Natsumi Shozuki taking on Misa Matsui to determine an undisputed super flyweight champion. Mirai will go one-on-one with Miku Aono to determine who will face Bozilla to crown an undisputed United National Champion. And of course, the double main event, which will pit Julia against Saray, and Utami Hayashishita going one-on-one with WWE's Io Sky. Ladies and gentlemen, I suggest you follow Stardom and Marigold on all of their socials. And make sure that you are subscribed to Stardom World as well as Wrestle Universe. That way, ladies and gentlemen, you don't miss a single moment of these history-making matches that are coming up in the next upcoming months. That's going to do it for me, but don't forget to follow me on all my socials. Make sure you subscribe to Cole TV. That way you don't miss a single episode of PW60. Once again, I thank you guys for joining me, and a very special shout out to my PW60 family who is constantly checking up on me when I was at my lowest of lows these last couple of weeks. Appreciate you guys. I love you. One love, and remember, Joshi Wrestling is for everyone. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, the Light Skin Gaijin back here with you, and since we were away last week, I'm here to give you an update on what took place at Marigold's Summer Destiny. Natsumi Shozuki would defeat Misa Matsui to become Marigold's inaugural Super Flyweight Champion. In the semifinals of the United National Championship Tournament, it would be Miku Aono who would defeat Mirai, only to have Bozilla come out moments later for the finals of this championship tournament, where Miku would defeat Bozilla to become Marigold's inaugural United National Champion. In the Queen of Queen match, Io Shirai would defeat Utami Hayashishita, and in the main event, Saray would go ahead and defeat Julia due to referee stoppage to become Marigold's inaugural World Champion. During this show, it was also announced that Marigold will have its very own version of the G1 Climax 5-Star Grand Prix, whichever version. We are getting another round-robin 2-block style tournament. The name of Marigold's new summer tournament will be known as the Dreamstar Grand Prix. It is set to begin on August 31st, which will culminate on Saturday, September 28th. Stay tuned right here to Cole TV and PW60 for more news on who the participants in the Dreamstar Grand Prix will be. And make sure you tune in because the Joshi Breakdown will return to my YouTube channel next week. Thank you guys for joining me, and remember, Joshi Wrestling is for everyone.
Yeah, it is, buddy. And hey, a huge shout out to Light Skin Gaijin, brother. We love you so much, and we're so happy you're doing better. And part, of course, a part of our PW60 family. It's great to have him back, man. But the man said it there, like, okay, so do the math. Not one, not two, not three, but you have got 4 major round robin tournaments all this summer going on in Japan, man. God, what a time to be alive and be a wrestling fan. So much wrestling and so little time. I'm not going to get any sleep with all this wrestling, bro. That's why
No
you have
kidding.
shows like ours you can watch. So, and hey, the hits keep on coming because this past weekend, New Japan and CMLL presented Fantastica Mania from San Jose, California. And a big moment happened on this card, as we talked about earlier. Stephanie Fakur vacating the women's CMLL Women's Champion. We got a new CMLL Women's Champion. It just so happens to be this beautiful young lady, the smiling, amazing, and wonderful Willow Nightingale is now your CMLL Women's Champion. What a year for Willow, man. We talked about Tony Storm, man. Willow Nightingale, think about it, in the past year, in a 12-month time span, has been the New Japan Strong Women's Champion, the TBS Champion, an Owen Hart winner, if you go all the way back to last year, and now the CMLL Women's Champion. This young lady is killing it. And I tell you this, B-Roll, she gets everything that she deserves because she is such an incredible talent. I'm so happy for her. It couldn't happen to a better person, don't you think?
I completely agree. I would love if like there was eventually at some point, and the timing would have to be right. But if you had like the yes movement, but like for like Willow, like for like going towards the world title,
Oh yeah,
that would be
that'd be dope.
I could get
That'd be
behind it.
I agree with you 100%, man. But congratulations to Willow Nightingale. She truly deserves it. And also this past weekend too, man, just more wrestling. MLW's Blood and Thunder took place as the Opera Cup has officially kicked off. There's an incredible matchup with Kenta and Bobby Fish as part of the Opera Cup. Was amazing. They had a hell of a main event with Matt Riddle going up against Sami Callihan in a death match. Yeah, it was. And the cool thing is with this, you can watch it on YouTube. Go over to MLW's YouTube page and you can watch it for free. So it was a pretty solid show, man. And we got so much wrestling we cover. We try to cover everything, but we do want to give some love and a shout out to MLW, man. And this show right here is proof of like MLW. As much wrestling is going on, man, they still are putting out a pretty solid product, in my opinion. So, well, let's talk about this. Josh Barnett's Bloodsport 11 is coming to Brooklyn, New York on Sunday, July the 28th. And once again, this partnership, I feel like a broken record, but this partnership between WWE and other promotions is continuing on. Now, Shayna Baszler will compete on this card, and she'll go on a dream matchup against Miyo Yamashita. I butchered that, but try selling that 3 times fast. But that is going to be awesome. I can't wait to see that. As well as we're also going to get the Creed brothers on this show, too. It's going to be a loaded show, man. And I cannot wait. But speaking of loaded shows, we got to talk about it. The Schmitty is coming to Spencer, Indiana. And our good friend Cole Radrick, you can see he is the king of Wreck Chick Mountain for a reason, as he competed in a demolition derby. Look at that beautiful car there. Of course, you got SpongeBob representing. I think my understanding is he almost won too. I think he came in like second place or something. So, but nonetheless, we're excited to talk about it because the Schmitty is coming. The return of the Schmitty is coming August 23rd, Friday, August 23rd, to beautiful Spencer, Indiana. And by the way, VIPs and front row have sold out, just general admission, and it's going quickly, folks. So if you're in anywhere in the Indiana, I don't care if you're within a 4-hour driving distance, get your ass to Spencer, Indiana on Friday, August the 23rd for the Schmitty. Because I can tell you, it is going to be one of the best independent shows you ever see. The concept is phenomenal. I mean, look at this who's who of talent we've got on here. You've got your Ring of Honor Women's TV champion, Billy Starks. You got Ron Bass Jr.'s competing. Hillbilly Jed. You got freaking Hoodfoots on this show. John Wayne Murdoch, and so many more. You're going to want to be there August 23rd. And I can tell you 2 guys who are going to be there is these guys right here. Cole TV is going to be there representing. And I can't stress it enough. Get yourself to Spencer, Indiana on Friday, August 23rd. This is a must-see show. You're not going to want to miss the Schmitty because it's coming
And who
soon.
knows? Maybe we'll even take you to dinner afterwards.
Hey, it's a fun area. So it's a beautiful area. Well, it's that time of the show. We need to spice things up a bit. So let's go to our good friend Spicy Guac for a spicy take.
Spicy Guac, letting you know that I acknowledge Solo Sikoa. Ain't that right, kid? You.
Yeah.
Kids. They don't know what's good for them.
I don't know, Spicy. I think your kid's right. I'm just saying. So, well, hey, we got a series of some updates on injuries and whatnot. We're going to go through here real quick. We did find out Riho, even though she just returned from injury, apparently is hurt again. I believe it was something to do with her shoulder, I want to say. So she's probably going to be out for a little while. You hate to see it happen, but it is unfortunate, especially coming back from injury. Oh, no, not the big strong boy. Yes, Tyler Bate is injured as well and is going to be out for an extended period of time. So hopefully we still get to see Pete Dunne, which we did get to see Pete Dunne this past week on, I believe it was on Monday Night Raw he competed. So so we may be seeing more Pete Dunne in singles action, but we want to wish both Rio and Tyler Bate, we hope they get to speedy recovery and we get to see him back in the ring. I got some updates on some previous injuries here. Eddie Kingston apparently did have surgery this past week, and everything, my understanding is everything is good, so he's on pace to recover. And also somebody we haven't talked about in a long time on this show, Jamie Hayter. We do know AEW did their yearly physical exams, and Jamie passed hers with flying colors. So I feel like when we get to All In, I think we may be seeing Jamie Hayter making her triumphant return to AEW. Don't you think, B-Roll?
I'm dying for a Jamie Hayter return.
We need it.
I'm ready for.
We need
I'm
it.
ready to drink the Haterade.
Hayter's gonna hey.
I know they're both heels for the most part, but
I Jamie Hayter.
I'm clamoring at the bit for a Deonna Purrazzo Jamie Hayter matchup.
Ooh, don't you tease me. Don't you tease me, B-Roll. That'll be a hell of a matchup. So also, speaking of comebacks, Jimmy Uso has been cleared. Makes me wonder. We're gonna probably be seeing him pop up on WWE soon. So, and I'm sure he's got some words to say for this new bloodline. Oos.
I wonder if he'll acknowledge them.
I don't think he is for some reason. Call it a hunch. So, also, we found out this week Damian Kemp was released from NXT, no longer a part of the WWE. And we also found out in the world of AEW that CJ Perry is no longer a part of AEW. So she is gone as well from AEW. So is what it is. I mean, they didn't really do a whole lot with her, if I'm honest. So, but I don't want to sound like a damn broken record. I'm just saying. But
which, I mean, that she did have an injury.
No, that's
she
true.
Was battling
that's true.
some illness.
That's true. So,
well,
a little bit of a surprise here. Natalya has re-signed with the WWE. I honestly thought she was going to go explore free agency, but maybe I'm thinking. I love Natalya, but I hate to say it. I almost wonder if this is like her winding down her career. I hope she gets to work Japan and some other dates, especially with WWE's open relationship with these other companies. I think as long as Natalya gets to go out on her way and she's happy and healthy, of course, I'm fine with that. If this is what she wants to do, then the more power to her, man. Like there'll be people the IWC online bitching and moaning, but I don't know, man. Like whatever she wants to do, I'm a supporter of, and if this is how she wants to finish her career, then kudos to her, man. Like she is a mainstay in the WWE, man. I mean, hell, her family is royal blood, for crying out loud. So totally get it. And like I say, I'm just happy if I get Natalya on my TV. I'm happy to see her. And this is interesting. Rumors are flying that the Motor City Machine Guns may be WWE bound. Looking like Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin may be signing with the WWE, and the rumor is that they would be appearing on the NXT brand. God, NXT is just freaking killing it right now, bro. It's crazy. But I'm excited to see that if that happens.
We'll just have to wait and see. I don't know if I'm sold on this one yet.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because we've had rumors that they already signed with AEW, and then now we have rumors that they
haven't. Yeah, time will tell. We'll just have to.
We will know when they show up on our TV screens what the heck's going on.
That's right. Crazier things have happened and are happening, and this is one of them. Yes, Dory Funk Jr. is going to make a return to the wrestling ring at the ripe young age of 83. This man is 83 years old and will be wrestling in Japan in a tag team matchup. God love the man. Like, I swear, if I could have a thousandth of an energy that Dory Funk has at this age, I would be a happy, blessed man. God bless Dory Funk, man. This man's never going to retire. Like, and it's also a special tribute match for his brother Terry Funk as well. And it's crazy. It's in the FMW promotion. So Onita, be on your best behavior. This man's a national treasure. You don't need to be setting an 83-year-old man on fire. I'm just saying. So even though Terry would probably be smiling about it, but nonetheless. But yeah, Dory Funk is going to make a return to the wrestling world. And hey, this is pretty cool. Rumors are flying out there that the WWE will soon be unveiling the United States and Intercontinental Championship for the women's division. This is long overdue, don't you think, B-roll?
Well, definitely. Most definitely.
Yeah. But excited to see it, man. Can't wait to see how that comes to light. And this was also interesting news. Call of Duty is going to be working with the WWE. That's right. Call of Duty, the famous video game franchise, will be partnering up with the WWE, as you will be able to get some of the WWE wrestlers, I guess, as like characters or avatars or whatever you want to call it. This is just some random shit. Speaking of random, let's go to our good friend Brian for Brian's random moment of the week.
Looking down on all of you. Not really. I'm not even that big of a creator or whatever, so we're going to be on eye level, so I got... Okay... Yep, 4th of July, didn't shoot any fireworks. All 10 digits are in place. Sitting in the vehicle, random recording this time for PW60, random moment of the week. I've got the What If series and whatnot, but before I get to that real quick, we noticed that with Money in the Bank, and everybody's probably already covered this, and I thought about this a while back after WrestleMania with the great storytelling they did with the Money in the Bank and Drew McIntyre. He thought it was such a... he spoke so bad about it because he got cashed in on, basically. But then when he saw it was his opportunity to try and get the World Heavyweight Championship, we noticed it was almost hypocritical in a sense, but he also saw it as a into a means, a necessary evil kind of thing. So the storyline with that, I picked up on that. Maybe you did too. I thought that was very fascinating. So, speaking of Money in the Bank, What If series, here we go. Now we know, I want to preface this, there have been a lot of great cash-in moments. There have been some ones that have been but of course we know heist of the century, Seth Rollins, WrestleMania 31. So many amazing moments because of the edge with the first one, cashing in on John Cena, New Year's Revolution 2006, and some great moments, memories, things like that. But what if the Money in the Bank concept never came to fruition? What if we never got it at WrestleMania as a standalone pay-per-view event, or the concept at all in WWE? At all. Because think of the cash-ins, the championship changes that have happened because of it, and things of that sort. So comment below, what if the Money in the Bank concept never took place in WWE? How would that change the landscape for many of the WrestleMania main events, other events, championship reigns, things like that? So with that, hopefully you got all your digits in place. You've had a great 4th. And we'll see you around for more PW60.
Oh, Brian, you bring up such good points. I love you, buddy. It would be interesting to see. Wonder what the world would be like without Money in the Bank. You still got yours, right? I'm good. Oh, no. You lost a thumb?
Where's my thumb?
I think it's hiding behind your hand. There you go. Well, we love Brian, and you know how else we love. We love our content creators. And this week, our Ruby Ringside Wrestling Content Creator of the Week is one Samantha.page. I just recently come across her page, man. And it's once again, it is great to see any type of person put out there and just talk about the fun aspects of wrestling, not constantly like the IWC gripe and moan. It's refreshing to see people who have good opinions, fun opinions, and they just enjoy wrestling, because that's what you need to do at the end of the day. So, but if you're not following her, you need to give her a follow. So go follow her on the TikToks and other social medias, because Samantha.page is our Ruby Ringside content creator of the week here on PW60. And hey, speaking of Ruby Ringside, she's getting ready to have a big weekend, as we want to give her a huge shout out, as she will be at the Gathering, which is coming up here August the 1st to the 4th in Charlotte, North Carolina. And she's not going to be alone. Oh, no, because she's got the Suplex Assassin, when Alex Kane will be there with Ruby Ringside. So if you're in the Charlotte area, you need to hit up the Gathering and go say hi to wrestling's brightest star when it comes to podcast and interviewing, and one, Ruby Ringside, and her very special guest, one of the fastest rising wrestlers in all pro wrestling, Alex Kane. It's a match made in heaven. So check them out at the Gathering coming up August the 1st to the 4th in Charlotte, North Carolina. And this is pretty cool, I think. Gabby Tuff has returned to the world of pro wrestling. Now, if you're not familiar with her story or whatever, Gabby Tuff is the former Tyler Rex that worked in WWE for several years. So, and she has made her triumphant return. And I tell you, dude, I was watching some of her training videos, and for seeing somebody, I think she's had like 8 years off from in-ring action or something like that. She ain't missed a beat. So I cannot wait to see what she does going forward in the world of pro wrestling. But this is just awesome news, man. And I'm sure like all the big companies are going to be calling up for her. And what a time to get back into the world of wrestling, because it is so hot right now. So it just makes perfect sense. But like I say, I'm a big fan of hers. I follow her on her social medias. I can't wait to see where she goes from here. But it's exciting to see Gabby Tuff back in a wrestling ring. This was interesting. The WWE has officially hired ESPN broadcaster Joe Tessarori, who will be, my understanding, he will be a part of as play-by-play for the Friday Night SmackDown. So that is going to be interesting to see as they land a big name. If you're not familiar with Mr. Tessarori, I believe he calls a lot of the college football games over on ESPN, doesn't he?
I think so.
Oh, yeah. It's exciting news for the WWE, man. And our last story here, Survivor Series is coming up here in November. And there are some rumors that Survivor Series may be returning to the City of Angels. That's right, Los Angeles. It is rumored that Survivor Series will be emanating from there. I'm assuming War Games is coming back as well. So be on the lookout in the coming weeks to come. We got so much other wrestling between now and then. But hey, LA, I think, is a great crowd. And hey, maybe our good friend Best Scout can check out Survivor Series along with our other good friend Sienna, who's in the California area. Well, in the past week, well, really the past 2 weeks in wrestling. So, and hey, we are on the road to SummerSlam and All In, and it is just going to get more intense. And it's crazy. We've got all these round robin Japan tournaments, as well as, all these relationships with different companies. There's just so much going on in the world of wrestling. What time to be alive. Well, that's going to wrap it up.
Say his name and he appears. I believe in Joe Hendry.
Everybody have a great week. Bye.